We are going to be doing a little bit of aim training, trying to get you guys to pro aiming. Now, the best way to do this is come to this training screen right here. You don't complete it all the way, it'll end the training automatically. So what you can do is for instance, with the R99, it has a straight up recoil pattern. Now, to improve this, all you're going to want to do is hold down on your right stick and try to keep a better pattern. Like so. Now, for another weapon that it's a go-to for me, the R301 also has a straight up recoil pattern and slightly to the right towards the end of the clip. This one is much easier to control. As you can see, you can pretty much hit dead center almost every time. Now, let's try another weapon. A lot of people like to run the Spitfire.
A powerful key to becoming an Apex legend is communication with your brethren. You can ping different locations, objects, and enemies depending on where you're looking.
And as soon as Bloodhound is done, we will show you this one. Alright, the Spitfire has kind of an up and to the left recoil pattern. Now to fix this, all you're going to want to do is hold down and to the right. I don't use the Spitfire very often, but it is a very, very good gun for beginners. Very easy recoil pattern. Another good one would be, say, the Hemlock. Hemlock, as you can see, does not have a lot of recoil to begin with. All you're going to want to do is hold slightly down on your right joystick, and you can pretty much hit center almost every time. The Flatline, for instance, has very little recoil also, much like the Hemlock. It has more of a straight up and to the left. You're going to want to hold mostly down, but a little to the right. And you should be able to hit full clips into all your targets with some practice. The Havoc has a straight up recoil pattern. So for medium range targets, the Havoc is extremely good. You just want to hold slightly down. Most of the guns in this game have a straight up recoil pattern. And with a lot of practice, you can become pretty much a laser with almost any of these weapons. Now the Devotion is a little tricky. It has an up and to the left recoil pattern that increases with more recoil over time as you're firing. So what you're going to want to do is hold down and to the right. And it may get squirrely on you. It is a lot harder to use the Devotion at range, as you can see. Now let's try out the Prowler, a close range SMG with a tremendous amount of recoil. All you're going to want to do is tap the right joystick down after every burst. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems with the full auto attachment, which is not in the training mode, it drastically reduces the recoil. The Scout has a slightly up recoil pattern. To correct this, all you're going to want to do is hold slightly down on the right joystick. The G7 Scout, if you're proficient with it, is an excellent weapon to use. It may take some getting used to at the longer ranges. Slow down your shots and you should be able to hit. With some practice, of course. Pretty much in this game, it is all practice. Let's try that again. Let's get all six. RE45. Up and to the right recoil pattern. All you're going to do is hold down and to the left. This is an excellent starter weapon for the beginning of the game. As you can see, 165 damage if you can hit every single shot. P2020. Hopefully you'll never have to use this one. Very little recoil. I'm not touching the joystick at all. It is pretty much dead on. Alternator. Straight up recoil pattern, as you can see. Hold slightly down. 208 per clip. Now let's get into the Wingman and longbow. The Wingman is a fairly straightforward shooting gun with very little recoil climbing upwards. The longbow also has very little recoil and reset. Almost impossible to even tell. And lastly, we have the triple take. If you don't touch the joystick at all after shots, it will recenter exactly to where you had your sights at. Triple take has the highest damage per shot if you can hit all 3 projectiles on target. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope this training video can help you. If you want, please look at some of my other videos of my gameplay. Hit that like and subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you next time.